Welcome back to Tales of the Dark. Some encounters last seconds. A glance in public, a stranger passing by, a knock at the door, someone standing too close for too long. Most are forgotten by morning, but some stay with you because deep down you know they were never normal. Tonight's collection is about encounters, short moments, random meetings, the kind that should mean nothing unless they meant everything. Story 1, the man who knew my name. I used to jog every night around 10 p.m. Same neighborhood loop, same sidewalks, same quiet streets. It helped me sleep. One night I noticed a man sitting alone at a bus stop. No buses ran that late. He wore a dark coat, hands folded, watching the road. I passed him without thinking. Then he said my name, not loudly, just enough for me to hear. I stopped instantly, turned around. He was still seated, looking forward. What? He slowly turned his head toward me. Older man, thin smile, eyes too bright under the streetlight. You're late tonight. My chest tightened. I had never seen him before. Do I know you? He ignored the question. You usually pass at 9:47. My mouth went dry because he was right. That had been my normal time for months. Tonight I'd started late. Who are you? He stood up, tall, taller than I expected. Someone who waits. I backed away, then laughed nervously. Okay, man. I started jogging again, faster. At the next corner, I looked back. The bus stop was empty, no sign of him. I told myself he'd walked off. Still, I changed route and headed home. When I reached my street, he was sitting on the bench outside my house. Same posture, hands folded, waiting. I froze in the road. He looked up and smiled wider. There you are. Then he patted the space beside him. You missed yesterday too. Some encounters approach you, some wait for you, and some appear exactly where no one should be. Story 2, the woman on the empty road. A year before the man at the bus stop, I was driving home after midnight. Long highway, no traffic, no towns nearby, just forest on both sides and occasional reflectors flashing in the dark. My gas was low, phone battery lower. I just wanted home. Rain had started lightly, the kind that makes headlights feel smaller. Then I saw her standing on the shoulder ahead, a woman in a pale dress, barefoot, hair hanging wet over her face, one arm raised, asking for help. I slowed instinctively, then stopped 20 feet away. She didn't move closer, didn't speak, just stood there in the rain with her hand raised. My doors were locked, windows up, engine running. I cracked the passenger window slightly. Are you okay? No answer. She slowly pointed across the road toward the woods. I followed her finger. There was nothing there. When I looked back, she was beside my passenger door, face inches from the glass. I shouted and slammed the accelerator. The tires slipped before catching. I sped away hard enough to fishtail. My heart was pounding so loud I barely heard it. 3 knocks from the rear passenger window. Knock, knock, knock. I looked in the mirror, no one visible, but the back seat headrest was wet. I drove another mile before seeing lights, an old gas station. Only place open for miles. I pulled in shaking. The sign buzzed weakly, office lights on, but the pumps were dark. I rushed to the door, locked. I banged on the glass. Inside, a cashier stood behind the counter, motionless, watching me. Please open up. No reaction. Then I noticed something worse. The cashier wasn't watching me. He was staring behind me. I turned slowly. The woman stood under the station canopy, no rain touching her, still dripping wet, head tilted, smiling through strands of hair. Then she raised one hand and pointed at the bathroom beside the office. The cashier finally spoke through the locked glass, voice trembling. You don't open that door. Because from inside the bathroom, someone was knocking to be let out. Some encounters happen outside, on roads, in parking lots, at doors you can run from. But some happen after the door is locked and you believe you're finally safe. Story 3, the thing in the motel room. After the highway woman, I stopped driving long distances at night for a while. Then work sent me 3 towns over, late meeting, heavy rain. No chance of getting home safely, so I rented the cheapest motel near the highway. Bad idea. The place looked abandoned, flickering vacancy sign, 2-story exterior rooms, half the windows dark, one soda machine humming near the office. The clerk barely spoke, older man, sunken eyes. He slid me a keycard and said only, "If someone knocks, don't answer." I laughed awkwardly. He didn't. My room was upstairs, end of the walkway, room 214. Inside smelled like bleach and damp carpet. One bed, TV mounted crooked, bathroom light buzzing constantly, but it was dry, warm, and lockable. That was enough. I double-locked the door, checked the windows, closed the curtains, then lay down fully dressed. Around 1:13 a.m., 3 knocks hit the door. Knock, knock, knock. My eyes opened instantly. I stayed silent. Another knock, then a woman's voice, soft, "Please help me." My blood ran cold. Same tone, same voice from the highway. I backed away from the door. No chance it was her, no chance. Then she whispered, "I know it's you." I grabbed my phone. No signal, Wi-Fi gone. I called the front desk anyway. Nothing. The knocking stopped. Silence, then footsteps outside the room, slow, moving past the window toward the far side wall. There was no walkway there, just a drop to the parking lot. I held my breath, then heard tapping from inside the room. Behind the TV, tap, tap, tap. I stared at the wall. The TV screen flickered on by itself. Static, then a camera view, black and white footage of my room, live from the upper corner near the ceiling. I was visible standing beside the bed, but in the footage, someone else was standing behind me, tall, head lowered, close enough to touch me. I spun around, nothing there. On the TV, it was still behind me, smiling. I ran for the door. The deadbolt wouldn't turn. The chain lock tightened on its own. I pulled harder, then heard the bathroom door creak open behind me. I hadn't left it open. Water began dripping inside, slow, steady. Then bare wet footsteps crossed the tile, into the carpet, toward me. I turned, the bathroom light buzzed, mirror fogged over, and written across it from the inside, "You let me follow." The footsteps stopped just outside the bathroom. Something stood there beyond the doorway, hidden by the wall, only one hand visible, pale fingers gripping the frame. Then the motel phone rang. I answered without thinking. The clerk's voice whispered urgently, "It uses room 214. My throat tightened. "What do I do?" He answered instantly. "Check under the bed. Some encounters end when you leave, some stay in the place they happened, and some only meet you there so they can learn how to find your house." Story 4. It followed me home. I stared at the bed. The clerk was still breathing softly on the phone. "Don't look slowly," he whispered. "Why?" His voice cracked. "Because if it knows you saw it, it stands up." Every hair on my body rose. I crouched instantly, dropped low enough to see beneath the mattress frame, darkness, dust. Then 2 eyes opened, right in front of my face. Not across the room, not deep under the bed, inches away. Something had been lying directly beneath me the whole time. Its smile appeared next. Wide, human teeth, too many. I screamed and stumbled backward. The bed shook violently. Something underneath slammed against the frame. The clerk shouted through the phone, "Run now." The chain lock snapped by itself. The deadbolt turned. The room door flew open. I bolted outside barefoot. Rain hitting the walkway, cold concrete under my feet. I ran for the stairs. Every room window I passed was dark, except mine. Room 214. From the window, something watched me through the curtain gap. Same eyes, same smile, but taller now, standing upright. I reached the parking lot. The office was locked. Lights off, no clerk visible, the vacancy sign dead. Like the place had shut down years ago. My car was the only vehicle there. I drove without luggage, without shoes, without looking back. By sunrise, I convinced myself it had been stress, exhaustion, panic, anything explainable. I even returned later with police. There was no motel. Just an empty lot, concrete foundations, rusted signpost. According to locals, the motel burned down 8 years earlier. Room 214 had been where the fire started. 3 people died inside. One was never identified. I moved on. Months passed. No voices, no knocks, no wet footprints. I almost forgot. Then one night I came home late. My porch light was on. I always turned it off before leaving. Front door unlocked. I knew I had locked it. Inside, nothing looked disturbed. Wallet on the table. TV remote where I left it. Shoes by the wall. Everything normal. Until I entered the bedroom. The bed was slightly raised, as if something underneath pressed upward. My chest tightened instantly. I backed away. Then my phone rang. Unknown number. I answered. Static. Then the motel clerk's voice, faint, far away. "I told you." My throat went dry. "Who are you?" A long pause, then softly, "The one under my bed first." The call ended. The mattress moved again, slowly, something beneath its shifting position, getting comfortable. Then my own voice came from under the bed. Perfectly me, calm, "Don't look." Slowly. I ran out of that house and never returned. Police searched the next day, found nothing. No signs of entry, no person, no animal, no damage, just one thing. Scratched into the wood slats beneath the mattress. 214 I rent apartments now. No beds with space underneath. No motels. No road trips, but sometimes in hotel mirrors, I see someone standing behind me, barefoot, smiling. And every time I check the room number, it has changed to 214. If you are new here, subscribe to Tales of the Dark, where every story gives you a nightmare.